Hi, I'm Ahad and I'll be talking about the pink dataset that I've chosen for coursework 2 in business intelligence. Now, this is some a screenshot that I've taken of my dataset. It has 17 columns. The last column is the column that tells me if the person has chosen the campaign or if the person has not chosen the campaign. Now, for data analysis and visualization, the first analysis I saw was education against duration. We see that the duration for almost all of them are the same, about 1800 or close to 1800, while if you do not know their education, there it's way lower. Now if you look at loan, you will see that from 0 to 1000 duration, usually primary, secondary, tertiary have taken a loan, right? And after that they have not taken a loan at all. Now with this in mind, I saw if the size if they had chosen the campaign after they had taken the loan or after if they don't take any loans anymore. Now what I found was that they do take a loan from 0 to 800. In between 800 and 1000 they usually do not take that campaign, like people have not taken that campaign, but after 1000 people have taken the campaign again. So this shows me that usually there's a certain amount of time where people would take this campaign that's given by the bank. Now, the second thing did was break it down into jobs. I wanted to see which jobs had mostly taken the campaign. Now, if I look in the if you look at the visualizations, you will see that from 1K, about 1K is where people don't start taking loans. Like after 1K is where that there's a line where people do not take loan anymore. Of course, the exception to that would be entrepreneur, management, or if you're retired. After 1K, you still need because if you're an entrepreneur or a management person, you still need to manage your staff correctly, or still need to build your business correctly. So you'll still need loan. Uh, that's why you will see, usually if you have any other job other than those three jobs, you will see that you do not take a loan after 1K. Now, another visualization I saw was between marital status, duration, and month. Now, what I saw was if you're divorced or single, the duration is lower, and it's a 50-50 between if you will take the campaign or not. But if you look at married, you will see the duration gets way higher between 4, 5, and 6, and the decision that is made is changed from 50-50 to a higher percentage, because most likely it's people will say no to the campaign, people who are married. Now, for data mining algorithms, I used J48. Now, I used J48 so I could look at the decision tree and see which was the starting node and which was the end node. And I was also getting an accuracy of 89%, which no other algorithms were giving me. So I thought this would be a good algorithm to use. But now, when I went into the detailed accuracy by class, I saw that the precision rate was quite good because it's above 0.5, but the recall rate wasn't as good. It should be above 0.5, but it was actually 0.3. So I looked at my data again, I saw that most of my data is classified into no. That is how I found out that's how I found the confusion matrix, which showed me that 3000 data is going into A, which is correct because a lot of values are within A. Now, when I looked at B, I saw only 204 were correctly classified. The unclassified version was 317, which is not good, which means a lot of B is actually being shown in A, which is not a good sign. So I decided to use mod to balance the dataset to make the confusion matrix better. But I couldn't find smart, so I used another filter, which was called class balancer, to make it a 50-50 dataset. Now, when I ran that, I got a percentage of 78%, which is lower than my original 89, but now if you look at the recall rate and the precision, it has gone up to 0.84 and the recall rate has gone up to 0.7, which is way better than before. Now when I look into the confusion matrix, you can see that 1963 were classified correctly, and 1000 for B it was 1597. Of course, it's not as good as it should have been, but for after using smart and all, this is way better than previous example. Now for data ethics, Uh, what happens is, because this is a period of time where computerization has transformed data, and it has in account of that, in account of this quite advancing, what we have done, we have progressively come into depths of big information to tackle issues and other techniques to focus on items and other messages. Now, what a few organizations do is they connect large data sets into their strategy so they can get more information and predict if a campaign was to run, if people are supposed will take that campaign or if that people will not take that campaign. Now, the security issue is that you do need to make sure that all the information that you take from a customer is actually secured in facility, because it might include personal information like addresses, bank loans, and other important information that if it's leaked, it will be a quite a problem. So you have to make sure that all the additional information that you're taking is managed correctly, and if you do not need that information anymore, that it is disposed of correctly as well. And if you do need it for further purposes, it's better to do it again rather than keeping it within your firm and risking losing that data to hackers or to other malware.